Heyo guys, what's up? It's me, Fang Banger. In this video, I'm going to be bringing you a question and answer video over some FIFA 13 gameplay. I'm going to be playing Ultimate Team against a player named X space Connor space V1. I believe his team was the FIFA Stars. And I'm going to be using my London-based team, whom I should be doing a video on Friday. I did not put webcam action in this video. Sorry guys, I did not want to sync up the voice and do all that. I'm trying to just get this out there, do the question and answer, and I'm sure y'all will be interested enough to see the gameplay since most of y'all probably weren't at the stream and y'all get a chance to see me play. So let's take a look and start out with our questions. I already started. I did one of these and I had to redo it because I noticed I was getting winded. For some reason, you might notice it in this video. I don't know. I've been having like these chest issues, and so out of nowhere I just get like really winded when I'm talking because I can't work out. I'm probably like out of shape. Who knows? Who knows what's going on? Anyway, so let's see. We've got at Howard St. John. What is your favorite thing to do when you aren't gaming? Normally my favorite thing to do when I'm not gaming is I like to go out with friends. I like to go to bars, and I like to go to like sporting events, not to mention that I like to travel. If you get to go and see any of my videos, you'll see I went to places last year like Myrtle Beach, and I went to Raleigh, North Carolina for an MLG event. I went to New Orleans twice last year, so had a pretty good year with that. So that's kind of what I do whenever I'm not gaming. We have at Hell Yeah AJ. How often do you train for a FIFA competition? I've only been in one real FIFA competition, and I didn't train that often for it, and that's probably why I had the turnout that I did. I did not win any of the games, and I kind of trained like after the first match. I think I lost 5-0 to Japes, and I was like, wow, I got embarrassed. So I went in and like I tried to train a little bit on that, but I didn't do too much. I just kind of like got with some guys, and I was like, what am I doing wrong? And they told me things that I was doing wrong or what I could do to do better in the next match. And I ended up doing a lot better. So I probably should train more, especially if I'm going to get invited to another one. I'll end up doing that, play a little bit more head to head. We have at _letter Z. How did you come up with your name? I know I've answered this before, and this is kind of one where it was like a while back and I have a whole lot of new subs, so I'm going to answer it again. It's from a hit TV show called True Blood. True Blood is based in a town called Bonton, Louisiana, where a telepathic waitress, Sookie Stackhouse, meets Bill Compton, a vampire who has just come out of the coffin. They're just now introducing vampires into the American society as well as around the world. And the only way that they can live in this society is the Japanese company called True Blood makes a synthetic drink called True Blood that vampires can drink so they don't have to feed on humans. Well, people who associate with vampires in this show, just like in any other kind of like racism or anything that goes on in the world, they don't like vampires. And so people who associate with vampires, they're going to call them Fang Bangers. And so I thought that was like a really cool term when I heard it. So I went with it and I tried to put it on Xbox. Unfortunately, banger is prohibited text on Xbox. So I had to put I3 anger. And that is I3 anger, not 1-3 anger. If you're ever wondering like who I am or if it's me, it's Fang space I3 anger. So that's where that came from. We have at Jams Truan. Are you naturally blonde? Well, Jams, or Jamie, I guess is what it says your name is. I am naturally blonde. And someone tried to argue with me about this in stream yesterday. I was born with like white hair. I had white hair up until I was like probably 10 or 11 years old. They called me Cotton Top, and so I had really light hair, but as I've aged and I've gotten older, it's gotten a little bit darker. It's getting to where now it's still really blonde. It's not even like dirty blonde, because when I go out in the summertime, if the sun hits it at all, it's like bleach blonde. So my roots, like there's parts of my hair, if I put it like in I don't know, where we braid it or whatever, it can be different colors. It can be like blonde, red, and a little bit of brown. And my roots sometimes look like they're brown at the top or whatnot, but that's just because like that's where it first comes out, and then the moment it gets any type of sun reflection, it's all blonde. So yeah, I'm naturally blonde. Never dyed my hair ever, which is awesome. I've never had to do that, so that saves me a lot of money. And everybody wants to be blonde, and I can say, haha, I'm naturally blonde. So yep, that's the answer to that question. Let's see what we have next. At Rappers123. What was the first game you ever played and on what console? I believe the first game I ever played, I was probably like 3 or 4 years old, which is very young for gaming. But I had a regular Nintendo, or my brother did, and we had Super Mario Brothers, and I believe we had The Legend of Zelda. And I was obsessed with those games, and I played them all the time. So that's probably the first ones I started with, and then I had almost all consoles varying throughout my life. So I've been a pretty big gamer always. I just wasn't like an online or competitive gamer until my sophomore year of college. We have at @the_great_Chris. Can we hang out when you're in Austin area? Lol. Well, I live in Austin. To be honest, I don't know how old you are, or I don't even know you. I don't like randomly just go meet people that I don't actually know. Like maybe if you happen to be at a bar and I happen to be there, yeah, I'd like stop and talk, but I'm not just gonna like get up and be like, yeah, I'm just gonna go hang out with someone on the internet. And I know you're probably kidding. So, I mean, if the biggest way I like to meet people would be like at large events, like gaming events, where I know there's going to be a lot of people there and it's not as weird, because that could be really awkward just showing up and be like, hey, it's me, Fang Banger, and you're like, hey, it's me, the great Chris, and it would just be weird, you know? We have at mcraig585. Do you like Bieber, Justin Bieber, and his music? You know, I don't really mind Justin Bieber. Everyone hates on him. He's, you know, sounds like a girl. He looks like a girl, all this stuff. I don't really mind him. Like, his music, if it's on the radio, I'm not going to change the channel. There are some songs that are pretty terrible, but, like, there's others that aren't that bad. So I'm not, like, a believer or anything like that. I'm not diehard Justin Bieber, but I wouldn't mind listening to his music. If I got free tickets to his concert, I'd go. And I'd probably have my eardrums busted by, like, 60 million screaming girls. He's like the #1 guy on Twitter now, so he's really famous and he's making a lot of money for himself, so he's obviously doing something right. What? We've got at Pillpots. That's what I like to call him. Pillpots. And he will know exactly what I'm talking about. Ever wanted to wrap your tits in bacon? Well, unfortunately, no, I don't think I have. Like, why would you want to wrap your tits in bacon? That would be weird. I don't like, bacon has grease on it, and I don't like grease all over my skin, so that wouldn't be nice. And then not to mention, like, if my tits were wrapped in bacon, no guy would ever, like, see it. They'd be like, ooh, you smell like bacon. And I'd be like, yeah, I smell like bacon. But, like, a dog might try to attack me and bite my boobs off because they want the bacon. You know, like some pit bull jump its fence and be like, I want that bacon. And so it would be very dangerous. Let's see. At KB11 Productions. Okay, not FIFA related, but do you like hockey? If so, who do you follow? Q&A. I don't hate hockey. I don't watch hockey. Like, I've been to maybe 3 hockey matches, and 2 of them were the Fort Worth Brahmas, and 1 of them was the Dallas Stars. I will watch hockey if the Dallas Stars, like, get into the playoffs and they're doing really well, but if not, I don't ever really pay attention to it. It's just way more of a northern sport. We had like one hockey team at Tech, and they lost all the time, so it just wasn't worth it to me. But I'm sure if I did watch it, I could probably get interested in it. Let's see. There's some repeats on questions here. At Charlie, what? At Charlie Twig. Want to donate your used tampon to me. What the hell does that mean? That's disgusting. Oh my god, that would be like the grossest thing ever. Like, when I think of the most disgusting things in my entire life, a used tampon is right up there on that list. So I do not know what you are talking about. We have at WeAreFIFAHD, who is the most entertaining YouTuber. So I guess this isn't really asking me who my favorite is. But the most entertaining YouTuber has to be KSI, without a doubt. Like, for me watching any YouTube video, he is so funny. And it's just so, like, his laugh is, like, crazily, annoyingly funny. And everything that he does is interesting. So he's probably the most entertaining at this moment. At Persian, and it's like it's long. Do you consider yourself a sweaty FIFA player? Duh! Did you not see my little player card here on Twitter? I am like the ultimate sweaty FIFA player. There's like skillers, and then there's like people that actually know the game, so they know how to like run plays and do all that type of stuff. And then there's me, those who don't know jack shit really. So I sit there and I just get the fastest player possible. You know, I go for like an Abong Lahore or something, or Walcott, and then I just pace the hell out of people. That's what I do. And it works, because then you can get the ball, you know, you can through ball up the field, and the guy's, you know, running 20 miles an hour faster than everybody, and all you have to beat is the keeper. And sometimes I have issues beating the keeper, so sometimes being a sweaty FIFA player is not always the best, but I am definitely one of the sweaty ones. We have at Dave Lamon 8. What formation do you like the best? Out of playing the game like multiple bajillion times by now, I would say my favorite is 4-3-3, because I am a sweaty FIFA player and it gives me room to attack a whole lot on the wings. And so I just play that formation on almost most teams, unless I'm like in a stream and they're like, no, we want you to try a 3-5-2 or a 4-1-2-1-2. But more times than not, if I'm just sitting there playing by myself, I'll go for a 4-3-3, unless I'm totally getting demolished, because my defense on 4-3-3 is not always the best. At Pritchmate, how did you get into gaming, especially FIFA? He's Pound a big fan. Thank you for being a big fan. Obviously, I've been in gaming my entire life. Sophomore year, got more into gaming just because of the competitive aspect of it. It was online, it was on PS3, and I got into the shooting parts and, you know, Fight Night Round 3, and I was really into it. But FIFA didn't come until about a year ago from now, actually. It's been almost a year since I started playing FIFA, guys. I guess I don't have as many excuses, like, I just started playing FIFA 2 months ago and stuff. But yeah, I just started playing FIFA about a year ago, and I don't know, I'm really into it. I enjoy it. It's a really fun game, especially if you're doing like clubs with a bunch of people. It makes it like a lot of fun, and then I love the competitive aspect. I like the one-on-one. It's great. Oh, here we go. We've got at Oscar Romano 97. Oh, Oscar. Do you know that you probably wouldn't have as many subscribers if you weren't a boy? I think that's supposed to say if you were a boy, so I'm going to go with that. Oscar, I don't know if I wouldn't have as many subscribers if I were a boy, because I'm not a boy. I am a female, and I do have the subscribers I have now, obviously because I like FIFA or I make FIFA videos. I could be a girl. Some people might come in there and say I am a girl. It could be because I'm a girl. Some people might come in and say, oh, you know, oh, I'm watching FIFA, but then I also get to watch a attractive girl saying it as well. That could be the reason why. Either way, it doesn't matter. You could do the coulds, the shoulds, the woulds, but how do you know that if I wasn't a boy that I wouldn't be like the most entertaining boy ever and like awesome, sick, nasty at FIFA and somehow have 1 million subscribers? Maybe I could say, if I was a boy, I'd have like 100,000 subscribers by now. You could play those games over and over again. The truth of the matter is, I have all these subscribers, and I'm a girl. Get at me, bro! Let's see. At Football Stats 5. Do you like Ireland? Well, I mean, I've never been to Ireland. I've seen pictures of it, and I've seen movies where Ireland is in it. And it seems like I've met a couple people actually from Ireland, and they're all pretty nice. So I think I like Ireland. I think it's a pretty good place to go. I would really like to check it out sometime in person. Hopefully, I'm going to get a chance to get over to Europe, and that'll be one of the countries I get to go to because it looks like beautiful country. We have at, I'm sorry if I say your name wrong, Abhi Red Devil 10. How is your health now? Health is doing a little okay. I feel pretty good today, actually. My back's still having the problem. I think I still have the pulled muscle. Chest is hit or miss. I get to see my doctor soon enough, hopefully. I'm still getting really winded, but I think that's because I haven't been able to run as much because of all the sickness. You know, all the sick stuff. So hopefully getting better, and I can get some of the tests run that I need to get run next month, and we'll find out exactly what's going on. We've got at Goody Guy Gurkum. Would you marry me? You don't want to marry me, bro. I promise. I'm like crazy. If I go out and I get like crazy and you got to deal with me, I'm like the type of girlfriend that's like, my boyfriend will kick your ass. I'm just kidding. I'm not that crazy, but I like to have a good time, and I also am on FIFA all the time, so I would just ignore you, and you wouldn't want that. If you could be any other nationality than American, what would it be? That's from @AdamBarber18. I don't really know. I guess if I could be any nationality besides American, I would be Native American. I'm just kidding. I am Native American. I'd have to think about that. I guess I am kind of other nationalities besides American. I'm German and Italian, but I don't live in those countries, so I don't get to completely say that. I probably want to be like Australian. I mean, they get to live on like this awesome humongo island country of an island. And they have awesome beaches, and their accents are so cool and all that kind of stuff. So pretty sure I'd want to be Australian. I think that'd be awesome. How much swag do you have? That is @Mulligan11Levi. I'm pretty swaggerific. I'm not gonna lie. I go out. I have, you know, fly outfits. I got fly shades. I got fly kicks. I pretty much, I hit the swagameter at like times 100. Just letting you know. We got @J.A. Grogan. Pound Roll Tide or Pound War Eagle. Both those schools can suck on my big toe. They both suck. It's like a big old state full of suck in Alabama, because guess what? Texas Tech is #1, baby. And I don't cheer for anybody else in college football. That's all I got to say about that. @Max Nilsson AFC. What do you think about Chamak and Carroll as strikers? I can't really answer too much of this question. I'm not like, people ask me all these questions about FIFA and about, you know, all that type of stuff. I'm not the most knowledgeable person just yet. I mean, I read about it and I get to hear about it. And sometimes I get to see it on TV, but I'm not like someone who follows every like dying moment. I am glad that West Ham has them, and that hopefully at one point they'll get to use them to their advantage, and maybe it'll like push them up a little bit higher. They are kind of in the middle of the table right now, so maybe they can win some games and get a little bit higher. Would like to see them on TV a lot more, but I don't get to see them. I get to see them way more than last year. Last year I never saw a game because they were never on TV, but well, here at least. But I hope they do great things for West Ham. That's pretty much what I can say about those two guys, although Carroll apparently has been slacking. We have @DaveLamon8. Have you ever cheated on a guy? Not really, Dave. I kind of possibly did. I started talking to this guy. I got cheated on. I dated a guy named Rowdy. Yeah, believe it or not. For like 6 months. And I got cheated on. He was dating a whole nother girl the whole time we were dating. But we lived in different, like, he lived in Mineral Wells, which is 15 or 20 minutes away. And so I didn't know. And I found out about it. And it was like, pff, what a dick. And so I kind of went on this like little dating thing, and I was dating this one guy from Granbury, which is around me, and it was not like full-on relationship, but I kept kind of blowing him off, and ended up going to some party with him. He like picked me up. We went to this party, and then I met this hot guy that was like this cowboy named Jared, and I was like, I'm leaving the party and going and hanging out with this dude. And so I left the guy, not stranded, he had a car, but I left him at the party by himself, and I like went off with this other guy, Jared, and that was probably mean, but I was young and stupid, so that's not really completely cheating. I've never been like full on in a relationship with somebody and then cheated on them. I think that's terrible. I think if you're going to do that, you might as well break up with the person. You don't need to be with somebody and then just go cheat on them. It's not good. And you're a horrible person for doing it. And people can have their reasons, but I would say you're the biggest piece of shit ever if you can't like find the balls to break up with the other person you're with just because you want to go bang somebody. Let's see. @SJohansson7. He says, what is your no wait, that's an old one. He says, how old are you? I am 25 years old. I know I look like I'm like 17 or 19, you know, in between those ages. I'm 25. I am getting older, and I can't believe it. I remember starting gaming probably like 4 or so years ago, and I was like 19 or 20 at the time, and I felt like really young then. Like now that I think about it, I'm like gaming. At that time, you know, I could play with somebody and they can be like, how old are you anyway? And I'd be like 19, and they're like, oh, like it wasn't that big of a deal. But now they're like, how old are you anyway? And I'm like, I'm 25, and they're like, loser. Get a life, loser. So I'm getting to that age, but gamers now generally are in between the ages of like 16 and 45, so it doesn't really matter. It just kind of sucks that I feel like in 5 years I'm going to be 30. So it's sad. And then our last question, I'm just going to go ahead and finish it up with this. We have at Tim31197. What do you study in school and what's your opinion in London? I studied, I'm not in school anymore. I kind of take classes now every now and then. I studied at Texas Tech University. I was a business major. I did management and accounting. And I was really into that whole thing until I got out of college, and I did it in a job for like a year, and I was like, this is terrible. So I've kind of gotten, you know, a little bit different than that, and I've gone towards the IT route. I've taken certification classes and some classes in different colleges, and so what I kind of do now is more IT, like software support and hardware support, and that's kind of what I'm interested in, and I like it a lot more than business. I don't know why I did business. The classes were really fun in college, but once I got out, I was like, I'm not really a business type of person. So I guess it taught me a little bit like on how to run my own, say if I like my YouTube channel and getting partners and stuff like that. I know how to deal with people and how to handle people, so it ended up working out in that aspect. Anyway, that is it for the question and answers. Thank you guys so much for asking all of your questions. Hopefully we'll have another one of these soon. So if your questions did not get answered, I do apologize. I will try to get to them next time. Just make sure to go ahead and follow me on Twitter. That's the only way I'm ever going to get any questions for this question and answer, because that's where I go to ask them. So make sure you're following me there at Fang_I3Anger. And until next time, get Fang Bang, nerds.